Hey everyone, thanks for coming to our show. It's Melanie Johnson, one of the founders of Elite Online Publishing, and we have another great show for you. Everyone's looking for kind of a side hustle or a side hustle that can become a make the hustle. I have been fascinated with selling on Amazon for at least a decade or more. And I might have thought that I waited too long to do it, but I know it's never too late to get in there and do it. So we have an expert with us today, Justin Chow. He started Amazon, I guess you would say, SHIFU. And I feel like I'm echoing here, but hopefully that will go away. And he is an expert and he has mentored many, many people. Justin, thanks for coming today.
Thank you so much for having me.
So tell us, how did you get started with selling on Amazon and mentoring people?
Yes, so my journey of how I started my Amazon journey is I would say just like most people, I was just get stuck in my 9 to 5 job, and I was longing for a day where I don't have to um, lock in at my 9 to 5 job. I don't have to listen to my boss. So I was looking for a way to achieve that financial freedom. I call it the American dream. That's what I would say. So I try to many different things from drop shipping. I try to also many different side hustle possible, and selling on eBay was one of the pivot point for me because it's allowed me to really see the bigger picture of where you don't have to see a customer. All you got to do is just send them the product through just a confirmation online, and
Yeah.
you receive the money and you're able to cash it out. It was a major milestone for me to validate the idea of selling online because just like many of us, we have the skepticism because like selling online is not too long, maybe 10, 15 years back. So during that time when I first started, so many skepticism, including myself. But after I see that proof of concept works, that's when I started to learn more on how can I double down it. And that's when I decided to start venture into selling on Amazon. And the reason behind it is Amazon already have an existing customer base of 300 plus million customer. So many business owner, they stuck with two things. Number one, they've come up with a product that most people don't want, or they just like, let me come up with the best product that I think. But then when you bring it to market, people don't like it. The second biggest struggle is finding the right customer. And that's what Amazon have saw, which is customer base. And number two is you will be able to see what's best selling on Amazon, what are best seller, what are new seller, and you will be able to see all the data through a software called Helium 10. It's gonna give you all the data.
I use Helium 10. We can find, so I do it to monitor book sales. So funny.
Yep. That's allow you to see all the revenue from all the people selling on there. So that allow you to crunch all the data. And just like you have all the data that's allow you to make better financial decision. You know?
Mm. This honest, sorry. My oldest son has attempted to sell on Amazon several times. His first attempt was a foot massager. And he it was right before the pandemic, so then the shipping stopped, or the shipping was too expensive, so then he couldn't do it anymore, and he stopped doing it. And then most recently, he was doing a nail oil that they were trying to do, and it started selling, but it was so hard for them to find the right niche and find the right product. But let's kind of backtrack a little bit. Like, how does someone even get started? And is it too late? Is it too flooded of a marketplace? There's so many sellers on Amazon. Is it still profitable, and how do you get started?
Yeah, absolutely. Before I go into the detail and the technical, I do want to share my credibility because I know right now there are so many guru out there that claim to make a lot of money with Amazon, but they do not have any number to back up, and they all running their mouth out there and misleading people. So that's why first I would love to share my credibility before I go to the topic. Is that okay?
Yeah, we definitely wanna know your background and how you became successful at it.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna share real quick of the number, the live number that I have on my phone from one of my businesses. I'm gonna show you two of my other four businesses together, so that you can see my number. Okay. So as you can see on my screen right now, this is one of my business.
Mhm.
This store have generated about $840,000 in sales, and this is one of the store, and this is another one. This one so far, the last 12 months, $379,000. And as I'm talking to you right now, we have brought in about $1,800 in sales while I'm just chatting with you so far for today. And I haven't even left my home. Everything happens simultaneously with Amazon while I'm just at home managing some marketing book.
Mm.
Yeah,
It seems like it's so easy, but then sometimes when you get in it, it's not as easy as you think.
absolutely. And that's why we wanted to share with you guys the detail, the nitty gritty. That's why we all able to see like what are the detail that it takes. But the number that I share with you first, it was to give you credibility and your audience as well, because I do respect you. I do respect your audience, and I don't want to be another guru who's just running their mouth without credibility. That's number one. Number two, when I share with you this, is allow you to see that this Amazon selling journey, number one, if it's saturated, then I would not be able to make money and I would not be able to running it for about 6 years now.
Yeah.
The first store that I share with you, Espen, has been existing for about 3 years. I have sold one of my business as well, and I show you the second store, which I just built for like the last 12 months. So that is a statement that this, yes, it is saturated because every business is saturated, but you have to move with strategy. But for sustainability, these numbers show you that it's possible. And once you're able to learn the ropes, just like learning how to drive a car. When you learn how to drive your first car, the second car and the third car become a lot easier. But then there's gonna be different level of manual, of automatic. So same with Amazon. The first $100,000 gonna be the it could be the hardest for people who have no background in business, but it could be the easy for you. Let's say if you have background in business, and then the $1 million mark and the $10 million mark gonna have a different requirement. I call it different level, different devil. But we have to concur it to make money. So to answer your question, yes, it is saturated, but that's why we need to have strategy because right now there are so many people are shopping on Amazon. So many people want to make money on Amazon, but very little people know how to do it the right way. Same with podcasts, same with everything in life. In real estate too. Real estate is saturated as a broker, as a real estate agent, you know? So
Well, in our business, it's kind of saturated with different publishers, but not everyone knows how to make you a bestseller or award winner, an international bestseller. So same thing. I got to be able to know how to get them to the top to be successful. It seems like that's what you're doing, Justin.
yes, absolutely. And just like what you just shared, because there are people who may not know how to make it happen, but there are people who have a proven strategy. And that's same for you. You have a proven strategy for your business to thrive, and that's allow you to help so many people. Same for us. Uh, for me, the business model that the business structure, SOP, and stuff like that, I learned from a mentor, and that's I invest like so much money into mentorship because for me, I think of a mentorship. Success is like a mountain. A mentor is just someone who already submit the mountain, so they know how to get there. And when I submit that mountain, I look back, I saw so many people just like myself back then, struggling, trying to find a way to make it happen, just like your son, trying to find a way to make it happen. But we're stuck in a little corner, not know who to trust or who to ask the right question. And that's why I dedicated to make a ton of free YouTube tutorial. And there was like case study and there's like hundred of blogs that I put together on my website as well that to share with people. And that's just a way for me to give back to the society as well as young hustle, young entrepreneur out there because eventually they're gonna be the backbone of what a country in America be. Yeah.
Right. I love that you have a lot of free content out there to help people get started and get going, and doing it. So, how do you find the right product? What is the process to, like you said, Helium 10? It's a Chrome plugin, is what we use it for. I don't know if that's how you have it. And I don't even use that much of it. Like I just use a little bit of it because I just look at the sales and, but so give us walk through like I'm finding that product and knowing what to look for.
Yeah. So it's very important first is to write down what are the budget because in the world of app selling product, there are thousands and millions of product and each of them have a different price tags. But for us to know where is the right price tag to go in, because the price tag gonna influence the budget that you have. Because for example, let's just shoot for 200 units, first batch of order. If we were to go with $30 cost of goods from China, 200 units is already $6,000. But not many people will be able to pull that right out of their bank, especially nowadays with all the economy things running left and right. We're unsure,
Yeah.
you know. So that's why I always tell my students first they have to identify what are their current financial situation. That's number one. Number two is what are the resources, financial resources they have access to.
Hmm.
So one, they're able to put in a number. Let's say if they have $10,000 worth of budget, then they will be able to dedicate at least 30 to 40% into product cost and shipping. So let's say if you have $10,000, then we're gonna have let's say $3,000 for the product. That means if we were reverse engineer $3,000 divided by 200 units, we have about $15 per, let's say, $3,000 divided by 200 units, like $15 per items
Yeah.
per cost of goods. So that's gonna be the bare part for you to be able to go and find product that the cost of good is about $15. And usually the selling price on Amazon gonna be about you multiplied it by three. So if you buy the product for 40, for $10, you sell it for 30 on Amazon or more. Minimum is 3 times more.
So now this we're walking through just for our audience knows there's a difference between FBA, which is fulfillment by Amazon, and drop ship. So if you drop ship, you don't have to come up with the money up front, right? Because the company, when you get an order made, they ship it and do the product all right then. But if you're having to house the product, like you're going to have to buy the inventory and put it on the shelves, usually at Amazon or a different distributor, right? That's what you're talking about.
Yep, that is correct. Because so many people, sorry,
Do you like FBA better than, drop ship?
so I would love to clarify on drop shipping because drop shipping, there are so many different like misinformation out there. So I would love to clarify that with drop shipping, many people they do drop shipping on Shopify because Shopify is allow you to drop ship a random product from China
Yeah.
to directly to the customer using the manufacturer. They ship the package
Mhm.
directly, or sometimes they use a warehouse. For Amazon, right now, in the past, they allow people to drop ship a product from China directly to Amazon customer, or they let's say you know that in Walmart they are running an online sales where like it's cheap, like $10 cheaper compared to Amazon, and then many people they list that product, same product on Amazon, and if someone pay the money, they just go to Walmart and they place an
Yeah.
order. But now Amazon get a lot stricter with this, and the reason behind it was Amazon they want to put their customer first. That's number one.
Mhm.
Number two, they want to make sure the player on that playground have to abiding with the rule. Because what happened if you were to drop ship that product to the customer, and then if the customer have any issue, but it was you, the drop shipper, you have no control over how the product arrived, or like
Mm.
what happened if that product was a knockoff from Walmart,
Mhm.
you know? So Amazon, they're trying to eliminate that as much as possible. So that's why now it's impossible for you to drop ship because Amazon, because Amazon gonna lock your account down and they're gonna keep all of your money. So right now, the only possible on Amazon is retail arbitrage, which is you have to buy things in bulk and you have to apply that I'm gonna be selling these items, and you have to submit that document to Amazon to sell. And for us, what we do is private label, meaning we purchase product from China, we're gonna put our brand logo on it, and then
Okay.
we're gonna import it to the USA and we sell it. So take an example like the microphone that you have, which is the Red Rado, I think,
Yeah.
Rode, right? So they are private label company. They are considered as private label. Same with us. I'm doing private label. And whenever someone buy, Amazon already store the product. They're gonna ship, package, ship, and handle customer service. And that allow us to be able to travel and be able to still control the quality of the product to abide with Amazon rule because in the end, that it is still Amazon platform. Just like if I were to go to your house, I have to follow your rule, right? Because if I don't, you have to kick me out, or your entire family gonna be disorganized from an outsider.
Right. And, Amazon is the king of the kingdom. We've had even accounts for authors just taken down for whatever reason. They just say, "You didn't abide by our terms and services." We're like, "Well, which ones? We don't know." And they're like, "Well, you'll have to figure it out. Read them, and you can figure out which one it is." So, yeah, they can just take you down for no reason. So, it is risky. Like, it is an investment. You pick a product, you private label it, you bring it in, and then you put it and I love that the advantage is that Amazon is delivering the product in a timely fashion. When you're doing the drop ship, we experimented that with that, I don't know how many years ago, but then they weren't getting the product for 2 or 3 weeks, or it wasn't showing up at all. And then we had our PayPal canceled because people were complaining, "I never got the product, I never got it, took too long, and then it was damaged," or whatever. And it's really a hard business to do it that way. And we're used to getting something now in 2 or 3 days, or maybe TikTok shop, it takes a little longer, like, you have to be more patient, but the prices are cheaper, so I think you're willing to wait to do that. Um, so I do like that, but you do have a risk. So how often, again, we come back to picking that right product. So you're making this investment and you're putting the money up, that $6,000 or whatever it is, and then what if nothing sells? So
Yeah. That is the reason why I host like weekly training. I do have like a step-by-step tutorial that even go into detail about this one, but I do want to run through with you like the major bullet points to finding the right product. Because for example, just like before we buying a house, we need to make sure that that house is cash flow. We need to do our due diligence. We need to look at Zillow. We need to run the comms of the whole neighbor, and we have to pull like the report from other neighbor nearby. How much are they renting the house for? Same on Amazon. We use Helium 10 to see what are the how much the competitor are making, how much are they making per month, how much they are making per year, how many units that they are selling, and that's allow us to see to have a bigger picture. Because in business, nothing is guaranteed. We always run with the risk. That's why doing the due diligence from the very beginning is extremely important. That to allow you to minimize your risk and increase your chance of success. And come back to the product. Usually, I would recommend people to find out their budget, and because the budget lead to the next one is they have to sell product that is higher than for me personally. Like to go for product that is selling price is about $30 or more. But let's say for some people that they don't have a lot of budget, then I recommend them to go maybe about $20 and above. And it's also become based on the risk tolerance as well. Because let's say for you and me, we both background in business, it's a lot different than someone who transitioned from a 9 to 5, barely have any business experience to go in and willing to invest heavily. So if they don't invest heavily, risk tolerance is low, go with a low ticket product, maybe about $20 or more. But if they have slightly higher risk tolerance, slightly higher budget, they can shoot for $30 or $40 and above. That's the pricing point because here's the reason. When you go slightly higher, you allow to whip out like the people who just like beating around the bush, who are not serious. That's number one. Number because the cost of investment higher, so that allow you to
so
like
the cost of the seller's cost of the product is $30 to $40, not the retail.
retail is 30 to 40.
Oh, retail, okay.
Yeah, per unit, per item sold.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's allow you to be able to number one, you whip because there's what a fun fact. Many Amazon seller they like to buy a product for only $1 or $2 because they like to take very little risk, and then they're selling on Amazon for let's say $10. But there are so many people like to take the easy route, the least
Mhm.
risky at route. So you find yourself in a bigger crowd, and
Yeah.
it's harder for you to compete when you have a pool of competition.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm pushing for higher bar, for
Mhm.
example, for a reason. And then that's also bringing to another bigger picture is that when you selling higher items, like higher ticket items, your profit margin also increase. Because let's say right now, 30%, we're trying to aim for 30% profit margin of each sale. So let's say if you profit 30% of $40, it is $12 compared to a 30% or 40% of a $10 item or $4 item.
Mm.
So it gives you more room for marketing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That makes sense. And the other thing I was always taught to was to pick a product that people have to reorder all the time. It's not like just a one time and done, right? Like a foot massager, they're not going to order a foot massager every month or twice a year. Once they get it, they have it. Is that a strategy that you also try and shoot for?
Um, yes and no. The reason behind it is just like everything that you learn, there are a ton of people learn the same thing as you, and they're gonna try to do the same thing as you. That's why the very first thing for many people is about learn how to sell on Amazon first and learn to find smaller competition, like smaller battleground to find yourself in.
Yeah.
Because if you were to listen to that, then there's probably 10 more people are doing the same thing to you as well. And also major company, they're also doing that too. We have There are a major big company that like to do subscription as well. So the end goal here is not about how can we get the reoccurring money roll in. First, we need to learn how to make money with Amazon first. So find a smaller battleground. Win from, let's say, the amateur level, finding small products, small competition, and then you can level up eventually. But if you were lucky to find product, for example, let's say some product that you find that it has to be like, let's say, selling like vegetable seed, then you can venture yourself into that market. But knowing that most of the subscription model, you're gonna find some like different intermediate to professional player in there, and it's gonna be hard to compete.
Yeah. So it's like looking at that competition. What are you seeing like the future of Amazon sales? How is that looking like trends right now?
Yeah, I would say it's important to look for a company. It's important to look at their stock charge because Amazon is a public company. If you look into their charge of stock, they continue to make all-time high. Not from a yearly basis, but from let's say year like all time or like a core let's
Mm.
say 5 year, 10 years is all continuously making all-time high. What does it means? It indicating that this company is continuously making money. And when a company have money, they're able to attract more customer, and that means they are producing. Because right now, if you were to go and ask 10 household, are they shopping on Amazon? Now, a lot more people say yes than before. So,
Who do you think's, who do you think's eroding their market? Is there any competition?
I would say right now the major competition for Amazon is Temu. However, is Amazon they don't focus on reducing the price. They are focused on deliver the right quality as
Mhm.
well as faster shipping. Because if you were asking that last time that you shop on Amazon, how quickly that package arrived to your door. Right now, they have 1 day or even like within the day delivery.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Temu, they still have to compete on that. So one of the fundamental in business is don't winner don't focus. So loser focus on winner, winner focus on winning. Amazon focus on their flywheel, which is serving the customer. And
So
that's
how did I
what's on.
find I'm gonna go back to the finding the product. So just kind of walk us through for before we wrap up, like step by step. Okay, I'm gonna find a product, then how do I find the distributor from China to private label? Because that can be overwhelming. How do you do that?
Yeah. So for me, my background, I immigrated to America not too long ago. So I would train in a system in Vietnam where, like, for example, like for me, I used to be a math tutor, and in Vietnam, the way that we do math, right? We don't draw like board and show you the step by step. We show you, let's say, from step one, how can you get to step 10 without compromising the remaining step, but how can we compress it? collapse the time and compress all the steps together. And that came through leveraging. So same with the way that I teach my student, we have like one of the highest success rate in the industry. And that's why if you were to go on my Instagram, you're gonna see like flooded of testimonial, which other guru out there do not have or they have very minimal. Because we teach our student to leverage. The key here is about leveraging. We call it autopilot, leveraging. From the bone. So first you need to learn. First, I need to get this straight is that your success on Amazon came down to the products as well as your marketing. Just those two things. The rest Amazon already handling. So if you learn how to find the right product based on what I share with you, what I share with you is just like a portion of it. I still have a lot more that I share on my YouTube channel. It's if I were to cover it, it's gonna be at least 8 hours worth of content that I have to share and break it down. But feel free to go to my YouTube to share. But what I shared with you earlier was the major things, and that so after we find a product, right? After we find the product we're gonna go to the next step, which is the product developments. You have to make your product stand out from the rest of the competition.
Yeah.
I make my our student read a lot of books, and one of the books that I like them to read is the Blue Ocean Strategy, where you create your own field. That's allow you to stand out from the rest of the competition. Because the customer, when they go to Amazon, they're gonna look at which one that give me the best. So you have to showcase that I am the best, not just from the product, but also from the looks, the listing images, as well as the pricing in the marketing. So after we move to the product developments, right? I usually so the traditional route. So many Amazon seller they go on Alibaba to source for the product, but then little that they know they are going through a middleman because straight up sourcing supply in China they don't speak English, and many Alibaba company are third party meaning they are middle, they arbitrage, and they have to profit less 10-20%. That already eat up the cost like of your profit margin. So for our student, we put them with a private sourcing agent in China because they don't go on Alibaba, so they don't have to pay Amazon Alibaba platform. They can reduce their cost significantly. And number two is because when we source using a sourcing agent, they already have connection. They already know the industry. They already know the language, and they represent it on your behalf. A good example here is just like if you know me and I am from Vietnam, and when you travel to Vietnam, holla at me. I'm gonna show you all the best good places, the best prices, stuff like that. Same fundamental for a sourcing agent. So if they're able to get you, let's say, cheaper compared to whatever the quote that you get from other places, then they already did their work. And all they're asking in return is like 3% of the purchase, total purchase. But if they're able to help you negotiate down like 10% compared to like market price, they already saved you 7% and they pay themselves. So sourcing agent, which is the leverage.
Yeah. Now, the other problem is that there's thousands of listings, right, for your product, and the ones on the first page are the ones usually getting picked first.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, I've done what Justin said, but I'm on like page 10 and nobody's finding me.
Mhm.
So how do you get moved up?
Yeah. So first, as always, I always teach my student to understand the fundamental of Amazon because without the fundamental, there's no empire can build upon. So Amazon platform, it is a search engine. So they have to do their best to optimizing their Amazon.com platform so that when a customer's searching for something,
Hmm.
like Amazon gonna push things that are most relevant. So the first key component is about how can you put all the best keyword into your listing. So when someone search for, let's say, if you were to sell eye drop, you need to have more relatable keyword that have the highest search. Because when people look at this bottle, the first keyword that is ranked number one is going to be eye drop. You need to make sure that you flood that keyword as much in your listing as possible as one of the key components.
Hmm.
That's going to help with search ranking on Amazon. But there are more than just that. It's come down to also Amazon. Another fundamental for you to push your ranking is your sale velocity, meaning how many sales that are you getting? What are the velocity? Because Amazon FBA, which is fulfilled by Amazon, they earn a commission. It's a win-win situation. They earn a commission when you make a sales, and they want to show the best possible product to the customer. So if you have the right keywords, if you have good product, good pricing, and whenever you start running marketing, and if the customer, whenever they see a product over other people and they buy it, Amazon gonna give you the token. We call it the self like organic ranking.
Hmm.
The smaller the number, just think of it this way. Rank if you rank number one on that organic ranking, you're the best. You're gonna place on page number one. So the more of the sale velocity that you push, the more Amazon gonna see you. You're gonna rise up in that ranking. And if you rank, let's say number five in that niche, Amazon organically gonna push you into that first top like five spot within the first page. So it's a combination. To recap, it's a combination of number one, keyword research to so that you can optimize in your listing. Number two is gonna be your product offer is your marketing. You have to get the best for the customer. And when you start running Amazon advertising, which is Amazon PPC pay per click, you showcase in front of right customer and they buy. It helps boosting the sale velocity. And Amazon, they see that they love it because every sales, Amazon earn a commission. So it's the right thing for them to move your product in front of the right customer. And that's how you're able to get that. And on top of it, there is strategy that we use outside of Amazon PPC as well. We use influencer marketing, viral marketing. We even use TikTok influencer and many more. And that is what set us apart from the rest of the competition of Amazon Guru out there.
In the marketing, and it's very similar for books as well. The keywords and the right categories and all of that. Well, Justin, this was so fascinating. I could talk to you for another half hour for sure. Tell us where people can find you.
Yes. So right now, first of all, everyone can find a lot of my learning on my YouTube at amzshifu.com. They're gonna learn everything that I share today. They will be able to learn it like in the detail. Number two, if they have any question for me, they can either drop the question on the YouTube video or they can DM me directly at Justin D Huncho, Justin and then TheHuncho. I'm pretty active on there, and if they have any question, they feel free to share with me. And if they say that they come from your podcast, I would love to send them my ebook as well. I have a 139 pages, like step by step how to sell on Amazon that they can claim as well for completely free if they come from your podcast.
Thank you. Thank you so much. We'll put all that in the show notes. So thanks for coming today. I'm still fascinated with selling on Amazon. So I sell on Amazon, but it's just books. So maybe next time. But if you're looking to write a book, remember that we make our authors number one bestsellers and we do all four formats: audiobook, hardback, paperback, and ebook. And we'll see you next time. Talk to you soon. Thanks, Justin.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure to have you. And I heard so many great things. I did research and I heard so many great things about your business as well. And I'm looking forward to see what we can do together. And for people that tuning in, you guys are subscribed to the right podcast. And I can only see you guys at the tops. Thank you so much.